everybody, Sheila Walker here with Oil Can. We are on day 2 of BOGOs today. There, and I can see everything better now. All right. Hope you guys got your BOGO box yesterday because they are sold out. They sold out last night, and that was just a fantastic deal of being able to get 5 oils, including rose and frankincense touch, for, what was it? I think it was $200. But then you end up getting a total of 12 oils with that for $200. That was an awesome deal. Hopefully you guys got, you took advantage of that. I am just putting some jasmine on right now because it really helps my voice stay a little bit stronger. So today is day 2 of the BOGOs, and it is by Frankincense Touch. I can't find my Frankincense Touch, but by Frankincense Touch and get Neroli Touch for free. Okay, so I love these oils. I use them every day. I just shared like 70 graphics this morning on the Oil Can public education page that have all kinds of uses, research, just education, all kinds of different ways that you can use neroli and frankincense. So if you're seeing this video on YouTube or somewhere else, just know that I teach every week, usually on Facebook. I do a live video, and that's where I'm coming right now. It's on the Oil Can public education page, and everybody can be part of that group. And we do a bunch of fun things. I do a lot of education on that group to be able to teach people how to use their oils and to be able to just be able to live a better life. So let's talk about frankincense. Okay, frankincense. Okay, like I said, I can't find my frankincense touch. I know I have it around here somewhere, but if you get frankincense touch, make sure that you are putting the 10 ml touch bottle in your cart when you order it, and then neroli will automatically be put in your cart for free. Okay, so what is frankincense good for? It is the king of oils. It's named the king of oils because it's good for so much. It actually enhances the benefits of the other essential oils. Hey Sherry, thanks for joining again today. So frankincense is an enhancer. It enhances the benefits of the other essential oils. So if you put something on, say you put deep blue on and you have some aches and discomforts with that, you can put frankincense over the top of it, rub it in, and it's going to give you more of an effect. So that's a definite benefit with frankincense. It enhances all of the other essential oils. Frankincense is also wonderful for skin. So the frankincense touch, you can put directly on your skin. It's already diluted, and frankincense is wonderful for skin, evening out your skin tone, taking care of blemishes, just giving your skin a nice, healthy, youthful glow. Frankincense is wonderful for your emotions, and so if you're having sad feelings or anxious feelings, go grab your frankincense. Frankincense is one that I use every single day anyway. It's part of my routine. It's a foundational oil. But if you're dealing with some extra sadness or anxiousness, go grab your frankincense. That's a great one to grab. Okay, so I like frankincense for its cellular and its brain health function. So I put a drop of frankincense. You can totally do this with the roller. Put it on the back of your neck every morning. maybe even every afternoon or evening too. You don't have to worry about using too much of it um, because your essential oils they're not toxic. If you think about what's in the back of your neck, that's really close to your brain stem. And so frankincense is wonderful for brain health. And so that's why I use it. I want to have a healthy brain, and I know you do too. So I've definitely noticed some improvements with focus and memory and a bunch of other things since using frankincense. I've been using it now for 7 years. I got it with my starter kit and heard that it was good for brain health at the class that I went to. And so I've pretty much been using it every day on the back of my neck. I also do 2 drops under my tongue, and you can't do that with the touch oils, but you can with the undiluted frankincense that comes like this in the bottle. But still get your frankincense touch today. It's a wonderful oil. Healthy nervous system function. Frankincense is great for healthy nervous systems, and that's what you want. Your nervous system helps you to be able to walk and talk, speak clearly. It helps you to do all of the basic functions of your body, and it's your body's communication system with different parts of your body. So you want that functioning well, and that's one of the things that frankincense is so wonderful at. If you Google, or if you look in your reference books, your essential oil reference books, I'm talking about those several different times. Let me grab them so you can see the pictures of them. All right, here's some of the essential oil reference books that I use. And I really don't know everything about essential oils. I'm in my books all the time. And people have different things that come up that I may not know anything about, but I have awesome reference books that are able to help us to be able to solve the problem and not get stuck because we don't know because we don't know the answer. There's an oil to help out with everything, and sometimes we just need to have the reference books to help us. So I like the Modern Essentials book, and I really like this Advanced Oil Magic book. The latest one is Series 3. I'm looking at this, and I think this is Series 2. I have Series 3 on my bookshelf too. And then I also really like the Essential Life book, and the latest one here is 6th edition. So look in your reference books or Google, what are the benefits of frankincense? You're going to find out all kinds of things that frankincense is good for. And you're going to want to use it every single day because you're going to want those benefits. So the oil that you get free is Neroli. And this is a Neroli touch. It's also pre-diluted. So both of your oils are going to come like this, both frankincense touch and Neroli touch. So I started using Neroli touch just a few months ago. Before that, it was just sitting in my case. But I love the smell of Neroli. And what I do is during the daytime, I do just this. I rub it on my wrists. I roll it on my arms, the inside of my arms, and I just rub my arms together like this. And in the before bedtime, and during the daytime, if I think about it, but as part of my bedtime routine, I will put some on my fingertips, and I will just roll it like in my lower abdomen area. Think about where your ovaries are, and just your lower abdomen area is where I roll it. And then of course I smell it after I rub it all in, because it smells awesome on your fingers, right? And wherever you're rolling it. So that's all I do was Neroli. And so I'm not going to share too many details because I will turn totally red and I wouldn't even know how to say it without stumbling over everything. But I will tell you that Neroli is wonderful for hormone balancing. And it doesn't matter if you are postmenopausal like me, or perimenopausal, or if you are young and you're far away from menopause. It's hormone balancing. So whatever your body needs, and sometimes your body is going to do some different things that you don't necessarily want it to do when you're in those different stages. And that impacts things later at nighttime, or maybe even early in the morning, or in the middle of the night. You guys get my drift, right? And so doing this on a regular basis kind of solves all of that and helps everybody be ready, okay? So some of the short little list of what Neroli is good for is sometimes we harbor bitterness and emotional kind of trash. And it may not be true, but Neroli helps us to be able to release that instead of cling on to it. It helps you from feeling all bound up to being unbound and more free because you can release those emotions. And it's also wonderful for skin. So you can also put Neroli, even though it is this does not come from the citrus fruit. It comes from the flower of the wild orange. And I think it comes from, did I read that I think it comes from Egyptian wild orange trees, because those are like the kind of the original. They haven't been crossed with a bunch of different types of orange trees. And so these are like the original super fragrant, super beneficial orange trees called Nerolis, something like that. It's named after somebody who used to love to take a bath in the oil of these wild orange flowers, the Neroli oil. So anyway, side note on all of that. Doesn't it sound awesome? If you don't have Neroli yet, you need it because you got to smell this. It smells absolutely amazing. Okay, so I think I already shared. Well, let's see. I have a couple more things that you can use Neroli for. Okay, so did I tell you that you can put it on your pulse points? I already showed you how you can do it on the inside of your arms. You can smell it. You can put it on your face. You can put it on your lower abdomen. I talked about that. If you have somebody in your household has painful monthly problems, lower abdomen, lower back. Okay. Let's see. I think all that's good. Okay, so, whoops, sorry about that. Dropping my oils. So that's everything that I'm going to share today about the BOGO for today. What I'm excited also to share with you about is the Adaptiv stuff. So I shared a little bit yesterday about how Dr. Hill did a time at the leadership retreat that's online, and I'm able to watch that, about the Adaptiv system, the Adaptiv app, and also there's a new starter kit that's the Adaptiv starter kit. Okay, so he talked about, and when I'm talking about Adaptiv, I'm talking about these three things right here. Okay, they came out at convention this last September, and everybody, including myself, is loving these and using them every single day. So let me tell you about what Dr. Hill shared, and I will try my best. I don't have any of the nice graphics that he helped us to be able to understand things better, but I will try my best to be able to share his awesome wisdom, okay? He talked about the science behind mental wellness, and we want to be able to handle stress, whether it's because we're on lockdown for our county or our state, or because we're just dealing with stress in our everyday lives, right? So we want to be able to have mental wellness and be able to function better. Okay, so there is good stress, and then there's prolonged stress that is not good. And prolonged stress that lasts for a long period of time, or maybe it's really something that's very prominent in your life, a massive period of stress. Those can lead to physiological changes in your body, and that can be damaging. So short-term stress can actually help us to get off the couch and go do something, right? But long-term stress can be damaging to our bodies, and that's not what we want, because long-term stress can lead to a lack of energy. It can lead to metabolic changes, which means your pants and your shirts get tighter, okay? Just because of the stress, the prolonged stress in your life. Prolonged stress can lead to your immune system becoming suppressed, and that's definitely not something that we want, right? It can lead to cognitive disruption, and what that means is that you're not as sharp as you used to be. It can lead to skin concerns. You've seen people that they have a lot of stress and they break out. They have lots of skin issues. It can lead to cardiovascular distress. You've heard of people having stress-related cardio problems, right? Very common in stress is digestive difficulties. And so these are all things that we don't want to have in our bodies. And a lot of times they can be related to ongoing stress that leads to these physiological problems in our bodies. Okay, now we all have different abilities to be able to cope with the things in our life, and sometimes people are able to cope better than other people are able to cope. And what is that? Some of our coping ability really has a lot to do with our nutritional reserves. If we have good, healthy nutrition, our brain, our emotions, our coping mechanisms are going to be stronger, and we're going to be able to get through those tough times better than if we're eating, Fruit Loops and ice cream for our diet, right? We want to give our body good tools. So what are some coping disruptors? I just talked about one thing, coping disruptors, things that harm us from coping well. So poor nutrition is one thing. Stay away from the Fruit Loops and limit your ice cream intake, all that kind of stuff. Make sure that that's not the primary way that you're getting nutrition or lack of nutrition. I'm being facetious here, right? Another thing is getting inadequate sleep. Getting inadequate sleep will cause us to not be able to focus and to be able to cope well. You think about the little kids, if they're hangry, right? They're hungry and they're tired. That's like the perfect storm for grumpiness, right? And they're not going to be able to cope with even the easiest of things. But it's very true for us adults too. And we deal with big stresses. And if we have poor nutrition or poor sleep, we're not going to be able to focus and be able to cope with the stressors in our life. Another thing is a sedentary lifestyle. So, we're not getting oxygen to our cells. We're not getting the endorphins that we need when we're getting exercise, if we're being very sedentary. So it is important to get up and move. Another thing that's linked to difficulties in coping is adrenal fatigue. And all of these things that I just talked about, the poor nutrition, the poor sleep, sedentary lifestyle, and adrenal fatigue, what do? They set us up for illness. And that's not where we want to be, right? So what are some of the things that we can do with that so that we're not setting ourselves up for illness? Well, we're going to take care of our bodies. And sometimes some supplements can help us to be able to take care of our bodies. So doTERRA came up with this adaptive system back in September. It's something that I have been using ever since then because I have had a very stressful life, especially over this past year. And I have definitely felt that the Adaptiv trio has helped me significantly. So what is it? So number one these are the Adaptiv capsules. Okay, let me open these up and I'll show you. Okay, so I take one of these every morning when I take my vitamins. It's just a capsule. What do the pills do for you? So the Adaptiv pills, they work on your neurotransmitters in your central nervous system. So I am not a science person, but I know that that has to do with communication in your central nervous system. And I already talked about how your central nervous system is your communication system in your body. So we want that functioning well, and that's what happens here. It also supports healthy brain function. Okay. And these Adaptiv capsules, they also have a calming effect. They help you be able to hold your tongue and that's called an inhibitory effect or an inhibitory response. Helps you to be able to hold your tongue when you need to and you don't want to. It basically kind of reduces the stress response. You may want to, freak out at another time. This time you're able to, okay, instead of everything being, crazy bumpy, you're able to, okay, I can see the bumps, but I can also see the flowers and I can see the bees and the birds chirping. Okay, this is one thing in my life, but it's not everything. Okay, helps you to be able to have that, global perspective in your life. But while it's calming that response, it's not giving you brain fog. It's not taking away your ability to be able to think clearly. It's just calming down that response that makes you want to jump and act so fast, and sometimes that's not helpful, right? Okay. So another part to the Adaptiv system is the oil. Okay, so this is the touch oil. These are both Adaptiv oil. This is the undiluted oil, great for diffusers. You can also put this on topically, just undiluted. And this is the touch oil. This is diluted with fractionated coconut oil, and you can just roll this on your skin and you're good to go. So I use both. I use this in my diffuser, especially at night, and I use this during the day. And I just roll my wrists, I'll roll my arms, and I'll smell. And it smells really good. Okay, so the oil is designed to help your cortisol levels. So we talked about how short-term stress is good, right? Stress makes your body form cortisol. So a small amount of cortisol is good. But again, it's that long-term cortisol in your body that leads to problems. And it's long-term cortisol is bad, very bad for your body. It leads your body to be more susceptible to disease. It is responsible for your muscles wasting away, shrinking, getting smaller. Cortisol elevates your blood sugar levels, and we don't need that. And it also is responsible for weight gain, and it stimulates your appetite. So sometimes people try to lose weight, and they just can't. But they also have a lot of stress in their lives, and that cortisol is keeping their body from losing weight. So that's what these two are designed to help with, that cortisol reduction, help us with our stress response. Okay. So doTERRA has actually done quite a bit of research on the Adaptiv system, and they looked at, these are the markers that they looked at. They looked at metabolism, they looked at immunity, they looked at 2 different types of cell death. We want our cells, our old cells, to die, actually. Remember, apoptosis. They looked at 3 different types of memory markers, and they looked at 2 different types of synaptic plasticity. So I can't explain what that is, but I'll explain to you the summary of the research that they did. So they found that neurological cells were able to respond and react better. Okay, so when you're dealing with a stressful event, your cells at the cellular level are able to respond and react better to that stressful event. They found, as expected, that it would have a calming effect on the person that's using this. And they also found an increased lipid reserve. So I don't really totally understand lipids, but I'm able to understand that they are able to give us energy. And there's probably other good things that they do too. Okay, so they're able to, there was some more on there. I'm not able to totally, I guess, assimilate everything that Dr. Hill said, but it is a really good trio to use, and it's got research behind it that also backs that up. So Dr. Hill is wonderful at creating different protocols to help us to be able to have a system that's going to help us stay healthy, right? And so he came up with a mental wellness protocol. So if you have a piece of paper, write this down. The basic foundational part to mental wellness is nutrition. Okay, so we talked about that. And here we are with the Lifelong Vitality supplements. You've heard me, talk all about these. I've done videos just on Lifelong Vitality supplements. Fantastic nutrition for your cells, for your brain, for your body. This is foundational. And then, in addition to that, is your digestive enzymes and your probiotics and prebiotics. Okay, so that's nothing really new that I haven't talked to you hundreds of times before, or maybe not that many times, but lots, right? Nutrition in any kind of health issue or emotional issue or whatever we're dealing with. If we're dealing with issues, we're going to come back to nutrition, right? That's the foundation. So in addition to the vitamins that I just shared, Terrazyme are digestive enzymes. They help you pull more nutrients out of your food, and so that your body has more tools. And then PB Assist is a probiotic and prebiotic. that goes throughout your whole digestive system, stomach and intestines, and it helps balance out the good, healthy gut flora in your digestive system. Okay, so number one is to address the foundational nutritional needs. Number two is to look at the mental wellness part of that. And so that's where he talks about the Adaptiv pills are so helpful with the mental wellness part. Now, sleep, we already talked about how sleep is something that's foundational for our bodies to be able to cope better with stress, and what helps us with sleep. Okay, it was yesterday's BOGO oil. Serenity was, it was by Serenity, Get Balance Free, right? So Serenity is wonderful to put in your diffuser at night. Rub a drop on your pillows, rub a drop on your chest, on your feet, and then breathe in your hands and go to sleep. Get some restful sleep. Next one is get some movement in there, right? We don't want to have a sedentary lifestyle. Get some movement in there. And sometimes we need extra energy to be able to do that. And Mito Max feeds the energy part of your cells and helps you have extra energy. Then if you've overdone it and you get sore, you've got Deep Blue Rub or the Deep Blue Oil to help with any kind of soreness, right? And then from there, you're going to add your essential oils. So the essential oils that he was talking about were wild orange, which I forgot to bring in here. You can put wild orange in your water. You can put it in your diffuser. You can put it on you, put it on the bottoms of your feet, put it underneath your clothing. It's a citrus oil, and so don't put it, we're starting to get some sunshine now. Don't put it on your skin where the sun is going to shine, because you might get a sunburn from wild orange or any of your citrus oils. Dr. Hill also said, talked about peppermint. Peppermint you can put in your water. I put a drop on the back of my neck every day just to help wake up my body, give my body the things that I need, especially for this pollen season that's coming up. Peppermint is essential for me. Motivate is another oil that Dr. Hill talked about, is a great essential oil, especially if you're dealing with stress. Sometimes you just don't want to go forward and do things, right? And Motivate Touch or the Motivate undiluted oil is a great help for that. And of course, Adaptiv is an oil that's going to help you with stress. And then Dr. Hill didn't talk about this oil, but I know that he has it in his Healthy Foundation, and it's an oil that I can't go without. I talked about it yesterday because it was part of yesterday's BOGO oil, and that's Balance Essential Oil. So that's a great, and Balance also helps you with stress, hormone balance, all of that. And then, so that is a great just kind of protocol for mental wellness. And then doTERRA has a new thing that they have just come up with. Let me find it on my phone. It's called the Adaptiv app. And this is what it looks like. Let's see. Welcome to Adaptiv, Sheila. Daily practice. Let me see. Close that part out. Okay, these are all my apps on my phone. You can see down here at the bottom, let me get it clearer for you. Is that going to come in? There you go. You can see Adaptiv app at the bottom. That's what it looks like. Okay, so this is kind of an exciting app. I don't have everything figured out on it, honestly. Have you ever noticed that people will be able to say that they're fine. They may be able to function well, but they can't really hide stress or what's going on with their voice. Yeah. So you can sense people's tension. You can understand that they're happy. You can see if they're mad. Those are pretty simple emotions, right? That you can tell from people's voice. Well, there is something called canary speech, like the bird, canary speech. And they have developed a system that has over 2,500 different biomarkers that's related to your voice and speech that they can actually evaluate when you're talking. And so that is a component that I'm thinking is part of the premium app services of this. There's a free app that you can just download. That's what I have right now. The free app has kind of some stress reliever practices to be able to go through. Honestly, they call it meditation practices. And if you know me at all, you kind of know I am totally fine with people meditating and doing yoga and whatever they want to do. But for me, I am just someone that kind of steers away from that. I think that there's some good in that, but there's also some things that because of my faith, I kind of steer away from that. But at the same time, God says to meditate on his word, right? So I know that word isn't just like a bad word. But I'm learning that there are different types of meditation, and some may include the part that concerns me. But then there's also another part of meditation that is just kind of really good for you. It is focusing on maybe God's word, or it's focusing on how you're breathing, or maybe it's just kind of being still and understanding what's going on in your surroundings. And so the free part of the app that you can download right now, I should have written this down. I think if you go to the App Store or your Google Store, and if you look up at doTERRA Adaptiv, there's no E on the end of it. It's just ADAPTIV. It'll pop up and you'll see it, and you can download it as free app. The other part, there's the premium part to it, and I don't have this yet, but I will probably end up getting it. That's where you can use the canary speech, and it will do a baseline of your speech. I can already tell in the free part of the app that it's already collecting some baseline things, having me say things. And what's exciting about the canary speech part of it is that, like I said, they have over 2,500 different biomarkers that they're evaluating in your speech. So it's not just emotions that they can pinpoint and then help you deal with those emotions with maybe some essential oils like Adaptiv or other things, but it's also able to even evaluate, like, if you're setting yourself up for illness, or maybe you have illness going on, and it's able to evaluate that, which is totally awesome, right? And then you can address those things based on what it's telling you. So it uses voice biofeedback, super high level technology. And the meditation part is about helping you kind of relax, be still, do some practices that are going to help you bring that tension and anxiety down, and they are good practices for you to do. So the Adaptiv app, the premium part that you want, if you want to get the premium part, it is going to be, I'm trying to do this all on memory because I forgot to write this part down. Okay, the premium app, if you don't have an account, it's going to be $10 a month or $100 for the year. But if you have your account, you're saving $25 right off the bat. It's $75 a year, not $100, okay? And when you get the yearly subscription to that app, you're also going to get 50 PV off of that. So, I'm probably going to get way too detailed here, but I'm thinking if you're getting 50 PV on your loyalty rewards cart, you are saving $5 to $15 that you're going to get back in free points, right? So take that off of your 75. Works out to be $60, I guess, because I'm at 30%. I've been doing loyalty rewards for a while. Okay, the other thing that you can do if you want to get, where'd the pills go? You can get this for, and I think you can get the whole Adaptiv system, all 3 products. Probably have to double check me on this one. I think you can get all 3 products for a month and a month subscription to the premium app, just if you want to try it out, for $45. But if you don't have your account, doTERRA's got you covered because they now have an Adaptiv starter kit app. Totally awesome, because you know what? Everybody who went to convention last year, I don't know of a single person that has not liked the Adaptiv whole system. And so we're just adding this on to our lifelong vitality pack and stuff. So when people who don't have their accounts hear about the Adaptiv system, for people who are dealing with emotional stress, anxious, sad feelings, just all of that emotional stuff, the Adaptiv starter kit is going to be awesome for that. And what doTERRA has done is, for $150, that's how much the starter kit is, you're going to get the Adaptiv Trio, all 3 of these. Okay, you get all 3 of these, plus you get a whole year of the cell phone app, the Adaptiv app, the premium services, and you get your free account. That's pretty awesome, right? $150 for that. Okay, so I think that is all I'm going to share on Adaptiv. If you don't have your account yet and you that sounds interesting to you, then contact the person that's been helping you with your essential oils. Somebody invited you here to the oil can, so that's probably the person that you want to go forward. You want to have a support person that's going to help you. So contact that person today. You can actually even get the Adaptiv starter kit, and you can add the frankincense and Neroli Touch BOGO today and save a ton, right? Okay, so on to my last section here. Hey, Kathy. Kathy, not Kathy. Hey, Kathy, it's good to see you on here. Thanks for joining us. Yesterday, I celebrated, or I shared with you how I am celebrating. This is the month, April is the month that I started doTERRA 7 years ago. And like I shared yesterday, I'm just excited to be able to be a part of so many people's lives, and that I've been able to help improve people's lives, their physical lives, their emotional lives, and sometimes even their financial lives. I wanted to share with you that, when I first got started with doTERRA, I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn everything that I could about essential oils, and I had access to a couple people who could come into my house and teach classes because I was not to the point of being able to teach classes. I just wanted to learn. And I figured if I'm going to learn, I'm going to invite other people to start learning too, right? So I didn't even know too much about essential oils at all. You really don't need to know a whole lot about essential oils in order to share and help other people. But I was feeling pretty insecure about sharing what I knew at the time. And so I had other people come into my house and we did a bunch of fun classes. And I invited all my friends and my family to those classes. And so, you know what? 2 weeks after I got started with doTERRA, I was having classes in my house and inviting other people. And they all decided that they wanted to have essential oils too. So I started getting checks from doTERRA like 2 weeks after I started my own account. Okay, that's my story. And then I kept getting such good results with different things that I just kept wanting to share with other people. And then that ended up developing into that I didn't have to have people, other people tell my friends about essential oils. I was able to tell people about essential oils. And it might have just been something as simple as I just had peppermint in my purse and somebody had some head tension or whatever, and I was going to help them take care of that. And so that's how simple all of this started with doTERRA. Now, 7 years later, here I am. I'm doing videos online. I teach classes when we can get into people's houses. Hopefully, I'll start getting into doing online classes, and I'm uploading my videos to YouTube, okay? But the other thing is that I have actually gotten a check from doTERRA every single month for the last 7 years. There has never been a month that I've had my doTERRA account that I haven't gotten a check from doTERRA. Maybe a small check, maybe a big check. But even if I've had to take a month off of doing something because maybe we were on vacation or maybe something crazy was happening, there's been times that I've had to actually like pull back significantly for a whole year just because we've had things going on with our family and I wasn't able to do that much. But I still have gotten paid every single month for the last 7 years with doTERRA. Isn't that awesome? So I know that you have people in your life that you probably want to help, and they might be struggling with that head tension, or maybe they're struggling with other aches and discomforts. Maybe they want to be able to get better sleep, or they have hormone issues, and we've talked about hormone issues today, right? Maybe they have digestive discomforts. Maybe they have issues managing their weight. Maybe they're like I was and having a lot of respiratory issues and had to learn how to deal with those naturally. Maybe they have a lot of stress and they could definitely help by learning about the adaptive system. And you can share this video with your friends. I'll put the YouTube link on here so you guys can share it. Maybe you have friends or family that are dealing with immunity issues, or maybe they would just like to have more energy and they don't have enough energy to be able to do what they want to do. Or maybe they just want to have a cleaner lifestyle and they don't understand all the chemicals that are in the shampoos and the body care and the cleaning supplies and all of that, but they've heard that they're bad and they just want to have a cleaner lifestyle. So I know that you guys know people that are going to be under one or many of those categories, right? And I want you to know that you don't need to know everything. We talked about the books can help, but really you just need to share with your friends and family what you do know, and why do you do those things. I think about what my life would be like if somebody did not share doTERRA with me. And if I was still doing things the way I was doing, I probably wouldn't be where I am with my health today. And, you know, honestly, it's been 7 years now since I've taken anything over the counter, no over the counter drugs at all. Okay, for 7 years. Um, because I've got natural solutions right at my fingertips. I've got them in my house. I don't have to go run somewhere else. And then just staying away from all of the chemicals and the, like I talked about, the hair care, the skin care, the body care, the cleaning products, all of those things. Staying away from those chemicals has really helped our lives a lot. So just tell your friends and your family what you know and just try to help them. You don't have to go out and start YouTube videos and Facebook Lives and all of that. It doesn't have to be that big in order to just help somebody be able to live and solve a problem, right? You can show them the starter kits. The starter kits are all on the pinned post at the top of the page for the oil can public education. All of the posts, all of the starter kits are right there up at the top. And you can help them find a starter kit that's going to work really good for them. I like the Healthy Habits kit because it's got the vitamins in it. And I also like the Healthy Essentials kit because it's got some awesome oils in the full-size bottles, and it comes with a diffuser. Again, they can start with the Adaptiv. That one's not on there right now because it's just started, just brand new, but I'll get it up there. They can start with the Adaptiv starter kit. And if you are already loving your doTERRA to where you are getting the free product of the month, most months, this month we're getting a free clementine, I think it is. If you're already getting the free product of the month, that means that you already love doTERRA enough and you're using it in your own family, in your own household, and for yourself. And do you know that you already qualify for commissions? If you're getting the free product of the month, you don't even need that much to qualify for the free product of the month. I mean, for commissions. If this sounds interesting to you at all, I know some people have lost income right now, but they love their doTERRA, and maybe they want to get their doTERRA paid for because we don't want to go without these products, right? This is something that we're using every day to improve our emotions, improve our health, be able to do the same thing for our families, and we don't want to go without these products. So some people have lost income because we're in April of 2020, right? And maybe it's speaking to you a little bit differently right now that you hadn't thought about, that you could help other people with doTERRA and be able to bring some income, maybe be able to get your products paid for, maybe just share casually here and there with the friends that need it. Or if you share a little bit more, you can get your products paid for. If you want to do a little bit more and have some classes at your house or something, there's people that will help you. You would either contact the person that helped you get started with doTERRA. If they're not active with the business opportunity and somebody in their line isn't active with the business opportunity, you can totally contact me. I will help you. Maybe I enrolled you. I would be the person that would come out and teach your classes or help you learn how to teach classes, give you the materials that you need, the support that you need, and a little bit of guidance and direction. It's really not that hard to do what I do. What else do I have on here that I want to share with you? Oh, yeah. Sometimes people want to just casually share with their friends. Sometimes they want to get their oils paid for. or maybe just part, at least make that bill a little bit lower. Sometimes they want to supplement their income and bring in some regular income. Sometimes they even want to, they find out that they can leave their job and do doTERRA like full time, which is like 20 hours a week. That's doTERRA full time. And then they're able to replace their income. That's pretty cool, right? There's people that earn a ton of money with doTERRA. Not everybody has to be that busy, but and honestly, I don't spend a lot of time on my doTERRA business, but I have gotten checks every single month now for 7 months, and I've got it to where it kind of runs itself. And there's some things that I do to stay active with a lot of the online stuff. But it's not something that rules over my life, or that I can't go on a vacation and be able to enjoy my family time. It's awesome. I can work from wherever, right? All I really need is to have my phone. And I can do that from wherever. I've done live videos on the beach before, right? So some people also want to be able to pay for their kids' college education or their retirement, right? So that people have all kinds of different motivations, and we can work with whatever you have going on. So just on a side note, you may have seen my post about how BOGO boxes are all sold out. That was an excellent deal, but it's all gone now. And today's BOGO for the frankincense and Neroli touch is a limit of 3. So you can put up to 3 frankincense touches in your cart, and you will get 3 Nerolis for free. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna post this to YouTube, and then I will put that link on here. So if you want to share this video, you can. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you tomorrow when we have tomorrow's BOGO. I wonder what it is.